Camille, Joyce, and Lisay. Saya diri Philippines. Saya tidak bisa bahas ay Indonesia. Ketwalangan dan perubahan. Tempat memberi kekuatan, berbagi pikiran. Menurut Sekolah. Travel and change of places impart new vigor to the mind. And I attest to this. When I wrote my essay entry for the ASEAN Travel Writing Competition, I was actually fresh from my travel experiences in the Philippines. I recently did an island hopping adventure throughout the Philippines because like Indonesia, Philippines is an archipelago. All while still attending my classes at the university. So, I said in my essay, and I quote, "Nature has its ways of exuding certain effects and appearances with a sort of appropriateness, as if she would compel us to reflect. Traveling around my country, the Philippines, made me reflect on the world and my own personhood by being one with the soils, breathing its fresh air, and swimming its seas." Whenever I travel, and I think Hoa, as she said a while ago, would attest to this, made me realize how little I am compared to the world. Diya melihat tempat-tempat kecil yang ditinggalin niya di dunia, which has made me thirstier for more fresh experiences to travel more. I love traveling all around my country, the Philippines. I think like Indonesia, there's lots of sceneries and views and places that we can all explore. And I even thought that traveling around my country, the Philippines, would be enough for me to see what the world can offer. Or so I thought. But of course I'm wrong because the world is a very, very large place and there's more places like Bali that is waiting to be seen. So, among my friends who always, travel around the world, and some of them have been to Bali here in Indonesia, and some of them even studied in Jakarta for a year. They would always joke how parochial I am, while the rest of them are cosmopolitan. So when you say parochial, you just prefer to stay in your country. And when you say cosmopolitan, they travel around the world. And then, when I traveled around my country, that's when I realized that I became thirstier to explore, to see not just my own kind of people, but also different culture that is totally and entirely different from us. And at the same time, be able to integrate and be able to live even for a very short time with a different kind of people who hold the different set of values and beliefs than us in the Philippines. I have dedicated more than 15 years of my life studying my country. Its people, its places, its politics, its art, its language, its literature, and its culture. I even study in the University of the Philippines. So it's the national university in my country. And in my university, I study politics and economics. And then I also write, so that's literature. And then I'm also into arts. So I'm kind of like an artist. And then I also integrate with and also attend several cultural dances and cultural shows. So I have dedicated my life studying my country, the Philippines. So I think it is just proper for me, and I think for the rest of us in the Philippines, to situate our country with the rest of the world. And of course, we gotta start with its neighbors, Indonesia. Hume said, knowledge starts from our senses. Of course, what best way to learn or to sense than to experience and to travel firsthand. I wrote other things in my essay, many things. Like Hoa said, dreaming is a personal experience. And when I wrote about dreaming about Bali, of course I started with my own experiences traveling around my country. But mostly, most of the things that I wrote in my essay, I connected them all to my personal insights, personal beliefs. So it was a very personal entry for me. And I'm glad that whatever I wrote brought me here. Ako sinang ito, membawa ko kasi. So, as they say, perjalanan cenderung memperbesar tingkat emosional seseorang. Traveling tends to magnify all human emotion. And whenever I travel, I always make sure to observe the place, observe the people, the culture, the food, and then I integrate. That's why I tried to learn Bahasa in my own little way, even before I went here. Whenever I travel around my country, I try to live how they live. Because even in my country, the Philippines, we have different cultures in different island groups, and they even have different languages. So even if I travel around my country, they cannot understand, say, Tagalog. Tagalog is the language, the main language that we use. In different island groups, they use sometimes Bisaya, so it's entirely different. That's why I have to study it. So whenever I travel, I try to live how the locals live. Even in my, say, limited time of stay in that place. That's why here in Bali, when we went to the cultural house yesterday, when we tried to learn the Balinese traditional dance, I was able to like compare it with my own experience of when the instructor said that she uses that dance whenever she meditates. Like she meditates whenever she dances that cultural dance. I myself meditate. That's why I thought about trying to maybe dance whenever I meditate next time. And then when we ate the food at Jimbaran, like the nasi goreng, nasi champur, in the Philippines, at the first week of May in my university, we had the Indonesian Cultural Friendship Festival. And even then, I was already able to eat, for the first time, the Indonesian food. That's why I'm kind of already familiar with the food. And I'm glad that the food here in Indonesia is it's dry. Like this place is a very dry place and a very humid place, and I'm wondering why the food, why people here prefer like spicy food and hot food. But of course, those are some of the questions that I won't be able to answer anymore because I'm not a Balinese. And then yesterday when we paddled throughout the Ayong River to raft with a boat, I got distracted looking at the very, very luscious and very, very huge trees and forests and mountains. And I really wondered, oh my God, these are very beautiful forests, like very huge. And I promised to myself that I will go back here. So whenever I travel, I always talk to people, even in their own language, even if my knowledge about, say, Bahasa is very limited. Because, like I said a while ago, in the Philippines, we have different languages. And in order to be able to more effectively integrate and be able to maximize your travel experience, I think that you have to walk like a local, talk like a local, and speak like a local. In short, live like a local. So, as you can see, I'm trying to learn Bahasa, but I'm still bad at it. I think that's the point of traveling, you know. They say, travel membuat seorang rendah diri. Travel mengajarkan toleransi. Finally, travel, of course, travel is always a good idea. Akan selalu menjadi ide bagus. Pergi travel untuk hidup. So, temukan ba niya pengalaman hidup dan rasakan semua niya? Bepergianlah dan bertemulah dengan banyak orang. Turunlah ke suatu tempat dan telusuri lorong gila. Coba la segalahal, habis ka na waktu mo dalang pensyarian, jadi diri mo. Find life experiences and swallow them whole. Travel. Meet many people. Go down some dead ends and explore dark alleys. Try everything. Exhaust yourself in the glorious pursuit of life. To conclude, I will quote what I wrote. Bali is not just a place. Bali is also its people, its culture, and its traditions. Everything we come across in this place is an extension of its identity that makes it Bali. Bali is blessed with views and sceneries, but its beauty is best appreciated when we're all able to connect ourselves with the nature, so that we realize that Bali's grandeur only becomes so because we had shared parts of ourselves and our own personhood with its soils, air, and seas when we had set our foot into this very beautiful place. Terima kasih semua. Salamat.